Hi everyone, I wanted to explain how I solve this puzzle, the 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. It's basically the same as, I think, Grant's method, probably, that, or at least the version of Grant's method that Rowan had a tutorial for. Anyway, if you don't know who these people are, it's fine. So first I'm just going to scramble this guy up, so the way you scramble it up, or the way that I've seen to scramble, or the way I've interpreted the way that you scramble it up. Slice, restack, and then roll these guys like dice. Slice, restack, roll them like dice, stack, reslice, roll them like dice. I'm not even looking at the camera. I know there's no way to verify that because of the angle, but trust me, I'm not. So we just do that a whole bunch of times. Okay, now I'm looking at it because I want to make sure that it's truly well and fully scrambled. Alright, that seems scrambled enough. So, traditionally, inspection time is like 15 seconds, and wow, looking through the viewfinder is a different experience. Anyway, I'm just looking to see, do I have how many pieces on the inside? I see some. I look on the corners, so I've got red and orange out. I've got two there, 3, 4, and not those. Yeah, so I've got 4 red oranges on the corners, basically. So that's cool. So let's get started. I don't have a timer. I've been timing myself. My best time so far was like 4:20. Okay. Wow, it's tempting to not look through the viewfinder. But that's like racing through every step. So basically at this stage, you want to put, if you've got 4 here, great. If you've got more than 4, oh well. Or if you want to have 4 or less. One of them's probably always going to be 4 or less, I think. And so now we can, just by turning this side, as long as we don't mess up that side, we can do whatever we want, like this. These kinds of what are called RKT moves, where you can turn stuff with that side. So what we want to do is we want to pair. Oh, there's 4 that are like really close. So pair 4 of those together. Put that over there. Now either side of this is eminently RKTable, so we can just do kind of the rest of this side on here. And again, I don't care whether it's orange or red that's going up here. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so those are orange or red. The colors look a lot better in person. It's a lot easier to tell what's going on. This phone camera is pretty good, but it's not the best. It should be the best. I'm pretty sure at one point it was the best, but it's not anymore. So now we have one back and one. Oh wait, no. See, I was trying to solve it like a top layer, but the thing is, these guys can rotate however we want because they're out already. So any turn that you do of that corner will keep it out. Just gonna undo that real quick because that was an illegal move. You can't have a single corner twisted like that. You can only have it twisted in a different way. So we can actually treat this like a first layer of a 2 by 2 or a 3 by 3 even. And so I can just kind of come around here, and I want to put this one down there. And normally what you do is you'd use some up-downy algorithms, but I know cuboids. So cuboids, you do R2, U, R2, U prime, and you see how I'm like turning this side also with RKT and R2. And I'm kind of using my thumb and holding both sides of my hands, and that's the finger trick that I'm using. So now we have 1, 2, 3 red-orange sides, which is great. We have one that's out, and the other 3 are in. So we're going to do a gyro, and there's different gyro algorithms. There's one that goes like that. That's the beginning of it. But the one I am using so far, the one I've actually memorized properly, is Melinda's 6-snap gyro. So you go, let me see, I know this. Open, stack, back, right, clamshell. And like halfway through that, it feels like it's all done, but it's not. So anyway, then you can kind of see we've got, we've got these opposite sides we can put together. And then on the other cube, we have these guys opposite, which is an H case, an H perm. Or I don't know what I've heard that called an H case at some point, and I don't know. Basically, I would solve this with 2 soons normally, or at least 2 soons, but I don't know what I have to figure out because I'm not good at that. So I'm just going to do a T-perm that works on cuboids. This is like basically the only algorithm that that and soon are the only algorithms that I use for this solve. So what that will do is we'll switch this block with that block like that, except legal moves wise. Oh, and it also turns the bottom because T-perms are like that. So you go R2U, R2U prime, R2U prime, and then you do a D move, which is the same as just going like that, and then R2U prime, R2U, R2, D prime. And then both sides are now paired up. Boom. And again, we were just treating these 2 blocks like corners of cuboids. So that's super nice. Put the blocks, put all the faces on the, what would be the inside-outside axis, or the left-right axis, which, no, they'd be inside and then outside. Wait, how does, oh well, thinking about it as like a 4-dimensional thing is too hard. You put them on the long end. You put them on the long axis of the combined puzzle, and then we can do the gyro again, and that will basically flip all of those guys out like that. So open, stack, back, right, clamshell. And there we go. Time to do part 2, which is the parenting. Oh look, I've got 2 orange pieces together already there. So I'm going to put those down here. And now I've got orange, green in front, purple on top. That piece seems like it would be the right one. And look, it is. What a coinkydink. Now that doesn't actually pair with the pair that I already had. But I'll put them down, both down there anyway. Now these pieces are all red. So that means the rest of this is going to have to be RKT'd. Just kidding. Psych. It doesn't need to be RKT'd. We can actually just do it and it's fine. So let's see what all pieces. These 2 have yellow and pink on them, so we can pair those. No, they have pink and green on them. Whoops. So we can pair those. If we put pink up and green to the front. There we go. And then pink up and then green to the front. Combine those together. If I put these green sides inside, when I swap like that, that will put the green sides together. Now I've already got those 2 combined. So I can stick this down there. Now our last 2 orange pieces need to be put together with the blues together and the pink and the yellows together and the pink and purple opposite. So for that I can just use these 2 halves of this cube, this orange side that we've got 3/4 of solved, as an RKT block. So if I do something like this, that very quickly pairs them up. And those, what? Oh, I see. So we want to put orange and blue together. I'll just like this. Turn that around, and then we've got our orange-blue face and our orange-green face. And I'm going to orient this cube like that so that the pink will go back there and the purple will go in the front here. All right. One cell is done. The orange cell is completed. Now we just need to solve the red cell like a normal 2x2 with RKT. Which, if you're not familiar, RKT is where basically it's where every move does the equal and opposite thing to the other cell. So whenever I do a D move, I do an R move to the other side. You just make all of the moves that you do to this left cell R moves, or we'll see. You might see, depending on the case we get as we go into the last layer, I do sometimes flip it around. And we have 2 purples. So if I do a soon here, this one goes, no, that's not good. Here, soon, that goes down, this goes up, and that goes down. Okay, that's good. So I do R, U, right. And notice when I'm doing RKT here, it is like technically I'm only rotating this cell, but it's more like I'm rotating the solved cell to whichever face of this I need to turn. That seems to work better for me. All right, and now we have an anti-soon case. So, or I do this as a lefty soon because I'm too lazy to learn another algorithm. So I just do the exact same thing, except the face that's moving is in my right hand this time. All right, and that is OLL, and we have we have an H perm. No. This is some kind of perm. It's opposites plus a rotation. So, hang on. This isn't. I don't know if this is a legal case. It seems like it shouldn't. I'll just do it. So, the canonical way to do this would be just to do two T perms or A perms or whatever. I'm gonna do giant T perms though. So R2U, R2We, R2WD, R2We, R2U, R2 die. By the way, the reason I say it like that is because I learned the cube with the Rubik's beginner method, the one that's on the Rubik's.com website, or was at the time I was learning it, which basically means, so anyway, we do this again. Instead of introducing prime notation, they just put a little I there for like inverse. And so, I don't know, I think it adds a little bit of character. Alright, so as you can see, I've just got to swap these two groups once more with a giant T-perm, and then the cube will be solved. So it's R2U, R2E, R2WD, R2E, R2U, R2 die. Solved. Alright, and that is how I solve the 2x2x2x2 physical puzzle. Now, there are a couple cases worth mentioning, and I wish that I had a better way of demonstrating them. For now, I'm just going to, I guess, scramble this guy up again to explain. So, one thing that can happen is if you have not 4 pieces, like if we go over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's a bit too much. Anyway, basically, if you have more than 4, you just put them like opposite. You just make sure that none of the ones that you're... When you do the gyro from here, you just make sure that none of these are like this. None of them are in the top, the long axis. Because the long axis... Because when I do my gyro... Oh, I should have done this from a solved state. But, okay, let me put... You know what? Let me put some pieces together and I'll show you. So, if I leave these white pieces, these 4 whites, in the front, watch what happens to them. Open, stack, back. Okay, now they're on the left. And go right. Clamshell. Those move to these slots here. So these 4 move to those 4, and a different side is out. We can kind of put them back together like this. Now watch what happens if I put them on the top axis. So go open, stack, back. I see they're on right, clamshell, and now see they're together here on one side. We can actually do a rotation like that too. show what happened to them. They basically just inverted up here. I don't want to ramble on. This video's already been going for 15 minutes. So basically, you just want to ensure that whatever pieces you want to still be orientable. I think that's how those went. I hope that's whatever. Probably fixable, maybe not, who knows. Whatever pieces you want to be still maneuverable, whatever colors you don't want on the corners once you gyro, you want those to not be in the long axis of the puzzle. That's basically it. Again, see for these blues. Open, stack, back, right, clamshell, where they go to. So it's that kind of thing. But yeah, that's basically pretty much it for me. That's how I solve this puzzle. And if you've got any questions, please ask them. Just interact with the video. Come on, I know it's not my usual content, but yeah, bye.